What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So, I'm going to turn some lights on here, so put a little light on the situation. I decided I want to come up with a couple new recipes, and I'll show you what I'm using for my beef, if I can find where I put it. So this is what I'm using, the Wagyu, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know, Wagyu beef. This stuff is fan-freaking-tastic. Really, really good beef. If you have a chance to get some, if you live near a Costco or your supermarket has it, get some. Basically, it's just your regular beef, only better. So what I did is I took a bunch of it. I took a little bit more than half, I think. This one I'm going to use for a different recipe than what I'm about to show you. But what I did is I flattened it out, right? And let me wash my hands. All right, very nice. So what I did is I just push, flattened it out. Really nice. What I want to do is make a personal pan pizza with beef as the crust. Yeah, that's what I just said. I said beef is the crust. So what I'm going to do now is this is sitting on wax paper, and I might transfer it to parchment paper so I can put that in the oven. Because if you try to put it on the grill or whatever and then flip it, you're most likely going to break it, and I do not want to break that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down right here, so you guys can see the action happen. And I'll even move this over a little bit. All right there. Luckily, I have my every purpose knife working for me. And my Combat Trudon by Microtech. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm doing the keto diet and I have lost over 20 pounds in 2 weeks, I'm going to use some of this. It's called MCT oil. Really good. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour it on a rolling pin and then right over the beef in case there's spillage. Really, really light, because it's a light oil. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon on there. And then I'm just going to really... yeah. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. I'm going to just oil up my rolling pin. I'm going to move this over a little bit. And now what I really want to do is just flatten the beef as flat as I can. Without making it into a sheet of paper, right? So that's all I'm doing. It's just going to be over and over again, rolling it, rolling. Keep that beef rolling. So that's it. Once it hits the oven, because it's going to be so thin and it's beef, it won't cook. I mean, it won't take very long to cook. So it won't cook. It won't cook at all. So this is what I'm doing, and you can see how wonderfully flat that's getting and how big it's getting. So this is, remember, when beef cooks, it shrinks. So I really want to make it nice and wide, and that way when it shrinks, it'll be perfect personal pizza size. All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit more in the center, and that way I can cup my edges. I'll show you what I mean. Man, that looks about right. That looks about right when you're talking about beef size. Beef size. All right, so now what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go around. I'm just going to pinch the edges a little bit. A, to give it a nice round shape, and B, so it holds on my sauce and my cheese. You know what I mean? Whatever you're going to be using. And so now this is something I'm inventing as I go. I've never seen it done. And I was actually about to make a Mexican pizza using some low-carb tortillas, and that's what this beef was. That other beef is for, that other little patty. And then I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do with this one? And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just roll it out. Maybe I'll make a burger or something. And that's when I got this idea, and it literally just popped into my head. So now you can see the lip rolling all the way around. And I'll even bring you up this way. Hopefully we can get it in. There you go. So that's what I'm doing. So what I need to do now is transfer this to something I can put in the oven. So hold on a second. All right, so I have the oven preheating already, just because it's crazy humid and I'm inside. It's so humid outside that my meat is beginning to shrink, right? And that usually only happens in really cold water. Believe me, guys. Believe me, ladies. So the meat is already beginning to shrink. So I got to hurry up and get this thing going. It's so muggy outside here in Massachusetts today. It's around 100 degrees and around 100% humidity. So as soon as you walk outside, everything gets wet. like I took my my blade, I went to cut a vine, and as soon as I went click to open, and the outside was all moisture, and I thought it was just coming off my hands, the blade was wet. So it's a testament to my blades not being rusty that because with all the humidity out here and everything is wet, even in the house it's humid. And I just dropped some cheese. Sargento Parmesan. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this to my pizza tray, and I put parchment paper. This is wax paper. Parchment paper doesn't stick, so I'm going to use that instead. So basically what I'm going to do here is just pick it up, and then I'm going to flip it over. That's it. And let me go this way so you guys could actually see what I'm doing. So here we are. We have pizza beef, and it is flipped over. So now, remove my wax paper, and I have my beef beautifully set on my parchment paper. So that is ready for the oven. I'm going to press down right here because I flipped it over. I'm going to press down, and you can see what's happening is the lip is naturally happening because the lip was on the other side. All I'm doing is caving in right before the lip, and I'm getting it back. Right? It's so simple. A caveman could do it. I didn't steal that. All right, so really, really nice. Man, a beef crust personal pan pizza. That's going to be good. So from here, what I'm doing is I'm just going to lay out some Italian seasoning. So I want to season my beef, and that's it. I'm just going to make it so I add a little flavor to underneath the all the stuff that's going on it. And when you're doing that, you want to take an account of what kind of sauce you're using, because the sauce might counter what you're putting on there as far as flavors. I know that an Italian seasoning like this is going to be mild enough to where it really isn't going to matter. So I now have that ready to go in that and cook. I have no idea how long a thin beef pizza dough is going to take to cook because I've never done it, but I'm guessing it's not going to be that long. So what I'll do is I'll just poke in on it and give it a look and just remember how much time it took. That way I can tell you guys. All right, so hold on. Oh, so I just did a whole segment where I thought I was recording, and I wasn't. Wow. I took some pepperoncinis. I know it's backwards. Took some pepperoncinis, cut them up. Because it's a beef bottom, I was going to do like bacon and stuff like that. And then I chose not to. And the reason is because it's so super muggy and so wicked hot because I'm in New England. I just didn't want to deal with it all, so I'm just going to make it simple. But plus it's my first one, so I really want to see how this is going to turn out. It's at 350 degrees. And let me go give it a check. Hold on a second. All right, so it's only in there between 4 and 6 minutes. That's what I got. Personal pan pizza size. Right, so now what I need to do is just get as much of the grease out of it as possible. So what I'm going to do is just dip it over, dump out the grease, then flip it and do it again just to get the excess grease off. Okay, so as predicted, it shrunk down to personal pan size, right? So I'm looking at maybe 7-inch disc somewhere in there, 7 to 8 maybe. So this is what I'm going to do now. I put it back down on some parchment, and I'm going to take my sauce, which I want to make a barbecue burger, so I'm going to use a mix of mayo and barbecue sauce, right? So, guys, I just lost over 20 pounds in 2 weeks eating crap like this. It is amazing. I love keto. It's not something you want to do forever. It should be an intermittent diet and get to where your goal is and then start something different. But man, it really, really works. It really works. All right, so now I'm using some of this no sugar barbecue sauce. Get that around there. So now I have the pizza crust and the sauce. I'm going to mix it all together. I'll show you what it looks like there. If you've never made a barbecue with mayo like mix, oh my gosh, it's freaking awesome. It just makes such a smoother barbecue sauce. So I'm going to mix that. It's probably a little too much. Probably I added too much, but it's okay. I'm going to smooth it out so it coats evenly everywhere. And it is going to be nice. All right, so that's it for that. I don't need this anymore. Now what I'm going to do is I have multiple cheeses. I have mozzarella, I have cheddar, and it's a 3 cheddar blend, and I have shredded Parmesan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by laying down the mozzarella for all you non-Italianos. And don't worry if you spill over the edge when you're going down. Man, everything I say sometimes just works out that way. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to put it, it's going to be on parchment paper, so you don't have to worry. Cleanup's going to be as easy as just throwing away the paper. That's literally how easy cleanup's going to be. So I want to get enough mozzarella on there to where I can see underneath, but not with ease. All right, I want to coat it. All right, so that's it for that, and I'm going to show you all, piece by piece. I'll show you step by step. That's sauce and mozzarella. Hey, Jimmy, I got the mozz. So let's throw a little bit of that on there. So now I'm going to use the cheddar, and I'm going to use less cheddar than I did Mott's, but I want to make sure that I spread it the same, right? So it's all spread out nice and even. Ba-boom. So that's pretty simple. Guys, this is going to be a really good pizza. So now, before I do the Parmesan, I'm going to take some of these pepperoncinis. I may have cut too many of these because it shrunk a lot. But I think I got just enough. I think I got just enough here. All right, so now I got some spice on there, a little added something. So now I'm going to take my shredded Parmesan. And with shredded Parmesan, you don't need a lot of this. So this is going to be maybe half of the amount you used of the cheddar. And so now I'm just going to move the Parmesan around the pizza. So now it's ready to go back in the oven. And cook time is how long it takes for the cheese to melt. That's it. So let me show you what I'm dealing with. Oh, let me try and show you what I'm dealing with. All right? Not so bad. Meat Lovers Pizza. Guys, if you're a meat lover pizza kind of guy, this is Meat Lovers Pizza without adding toppings. You don't even need to add toppings. It's already a meat lover just as it is. Wipe this up. I'll put away all my stuff, and we'll see it when it's done. All right, so the cheese is almost there. And I started thinking to myself, the bottom is going to be greasy, so you couldn't pick it up if you wanted to, unless you could eat it with a fork or whatever. But I have these Mission Carb Balance whole wheat tortillas. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to crisp up a tortilla. I'm just going to throw it on a dry pan, hot, and flip it over a couple times until the tortilla is firm and crispy. Then I'm going to lay my pizza, boom, right down on that. Hold on a second. All right, so while I have that tortilla crisping and it's almost done, I'm just going to show you what's going on inside of here. That pizza has been cooking for about 5 minutes. That's it. And it's pretty much there. It's pretty much there. I can take that out at any time. So I'm just going to finish this guy right here. Just going to flip that. Let that sit over there. That's hot. If you have something other than your hands, I would recommend you do that because it's a hot stuff, man. Unless you're used to it, I wouldn't do that. But so basically just doing that, it's already, like, you can feel the edges start to get crisp. Once you can feel the to where it doesn't want to fold without breaking, that's when you know it's done. So hold on. So now you can see how it's browning a little bit on this side. That's not the side that had the brown spots already. It's browning, which means it's getting nice, starting to get crispy. I can just feel it by the touch. It's cooking really, really well. Right next to me, bam. So this is just going to go on top of that. And we have, oh man, look at that. We have a meal. Hold on. Holy Moses, that pizza's looking good. All right, so now I'm going to take my pizza cutter. It's on top of the tortilla, and what I did is I just put my hand under the tortilla and picked it up and brought it over. So it was able to be carried without getting my hands all greasy. Oh, yeah. So, look at this. A pizza, look at that. I can lift it. Look at that tortilla down there. Holy crap, was that a good idea or what? So now is the major test. Dude, I just made a ginormous flat hamburger and turned it into a pizza. The barbecue. Oh my gosh. Woo, that was really good. I just invented this. I've never seen it done. But you can see how it's not pouring grease. Dabbing, after pouring out all the excess grease and dabbing it with paper towels, really helped. This is freaking delicious. You can see the barbecue coming out right here. The tortilla underneath, look at this. Instead of holding a greasy patty, that is stupendous. Oh my gosh, I just spit. I will be making this again, probably, and again and again and again, actually, matter of fact, because this is delicious. Wow. Gotta say, guys, that is fantastic. Holy crap. I mean, fan-frickin' tastic. That is so good. This was a trial and error type thing. The trial happened, the error didn't. I gotta say, if I can recommend you trying something that you've never tried before, do this and get yourself a tortilla. Wow, what a difference. If you want to make a bigger pizza, use more meat. I just broke off a piece because I broke off the first piece intending to make something else, and then this was the leftover meat. And now I'm going to use that later instead of using this later. Totally flipped the script on myself. Holy Moses, this is so good. You can use any tortilla you want, really. It doesn't matter. You don't have to use a low carb if you're not doing low carb. You don't have to use that kind of beef. It's just a really good beef. I recommend it. Use whatever cheeses you want. Use whatever toppings you want. Instead of using barbecue, you can use your pizza sauce, because think about it. Hamburger comes on a pizza with pizza sauce, so it's not like you're going to be out of a realm of something weird there. All I can tell you is that this is amazing. It really, really is amazing. It doesn't have, like, there's a lot of keto recipes that I see, and I'll try them, and they incorporate the fake sugars and this and they taste like crap. The person's going, yeah, this is great. Really, what kind of taste buds do you have? No, Splenda does not taste like sugar. I'll tell you that right now. So I just don't use those. So it comes down to, okay, well, now I need to actually make things that do taste good. Beef, cheese, jalapenos, and a tortilla. That's it. Cook time. I cooked the beef for about 5 minutes. I cooked the entire pizza for about 5 minutes. It's got a 10-minute cook time. This is fantastic. 2 people could eat this. 1 person could eat this. You can make it bigger and you could feed more people, or you could just make a couple of little ones. It doesn't matter. But I'll tell you what, make one. It's fantastic. I am Donnie B all day. Until next video.